Alright, this should be the chapter where things get really juicy. Because now, we're back as Sam. She's gonna burst out of that vent in a couple seconds here. And she's about to stumble into, essentially, the villain's lair, which contains all the evil blueprints and all the clues needed to deduce that Josh is the true psycho that's been running around murdering everybody. Not that it wasn't, you know, blatantly obvious up until this point. But this is just providing tangible evidence to prove definitively that that is the case. Of course, I gotta find it first. I'm pretty sure I remember, like, we find Josh's phone, we find his psych eval, we find his blueprints, things like that. In fact, I think the blueprints are right here. And yeah, this is why it was really important to keep Sam alive at the end of chapter 4, because
This can't be right.
you needed, if Sam doesn't, I mean, she can't, I say keep Sam alive. She can't die there, because remember, Josh doesn't want any of his friends to actually die. But you need to keep her from getting caught. You need to keep the psycho from catching her, because if he catches her and locks her away in a different room, then she's unable to explore this part of the lodge, and doesn't see, for instance, blueprints detailing exactly how Josh was going to trick Chris and Ashley into thinking that the psycho killed him. Pretty clever little scheme there. His phone's around here somewhere. I think we can read text messages between him and Dr. Hill, and then I think there might also be a psych eval, perhaps in a drawer. Methinks that might be what this is. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Yep. Final psychiatric evaluation, Dr. A. Hill, confidential. Physician history, these are all previous physicians that he's been referred to after incidents, disagreements, things like that. Potential suicide risk is one of them. History of all the medications of drugs that had negative impacts on him. Again, I don't want to read all this because I've read a lot of this stuff, but I do genuinely want to leave some stuff for you to discover on your own. Yeah, this is just a full breakdown of really giving you some insight into what Josh has been going through over the last year and how much money it's cost. Like, Jesus Christ, $26,250 in total for all the no, I didn't want to go backwards. All the treatments and all the medication that they've been trying just to figure out, just to show the impact that Hannah and Beth's death had on him. And this is when I can really start to dive deep into Josh's character, now that we're finally getting to peel back the curtain and uncover all this stuff. Because there was seriously so. I've tried to talk a little bit about some things about Josh's character as we've gone, because he's so intertwined with everyone else's arcs. I've tried to talk about some of it as we've been going along. Okay. Hi Josh, it's Alan. I hope you don't mind me texting you, but this is important. I got your email. I don't think that your plan is going to help. I think you need to stop what you're doing and come to see me. Please pick up your phone. I'm getting worried. Leave me alone. Are you still taking your meds? I'm fine. It's very dangerous to stop taking your drugs mid-course, Josh. Contact my office to make an appointment, please. Josh? Josh, please respond. And then, well, this game happened. He did not, in fact, respond to Dr. Hill. And was that a source of light peeking through the wood there, or was that the light freaking out? I don't know. Something happened along that wall.
Creep City.
I mean, can you call it Creep City when it's like clearly? Well, I mean, I guess maybe you can call it creepy a little bit, but also like they're his sisters. He clearly loved them dearly, and obviously the fact that they died, well, that Beth died and Hannah transformed into a Wendigo, but as far as he's concerned, also died. You can imagine how a family-oriented person like Josh, as a lot of the clues we found earlier were working to establish, you can imagine how he might be somewhat impacted by such a thing. I don't know, just just a little bit. I do like that in this room, none of these are particularly hard to find. Like, they're not well hidden, because they don't, if the game's logic is that if you can get to this point, if you can keep Sam out of harm's way, and you can make it to this room, then you deserve all the secrets it has to offer. You shouldn't have to look for any of them once you get here. Oh,
Oh, this is weird.
Carnival of Solitude. Is that a reference to Rush of Blood, actually? Let me take a closer look at that. Because I didn't remember this being in the original game. And it kind of reminds me of the whole roller coaster. Because the Rush of Blood, the idea behind that game was that it's a roller coaster ride where you're in a little roller coaster car, you're zipping through a bunch of locations inspired by the scenes from Until Dawn and blasting a bunch of clowns and zombies and wendigos and things like that. It's a really fun game. Not as narratively complex or layered as this, obviously. Although it does actually tie into the story of this game pretty neatly. Big fan of Rush of Blood. It may fly a little off the rails at the very end, but I might actually, you know, maybe I'll revisit that game sometime soon. It's been a while since I played Rush of Blood. And playing this terrible remake is gonna put me in a mood to re-experience that game. Reminded me how much I love the original.
And thank you all for joining me. Tonight, we're gonna conduct a little experiment.
Hello, children. No, that's not right. Greetings, pilgrims.
Shit.
Now, Sam finally realizes, oh, it's Josh. It's always been Josh. All along. Who's been messing up everything? It was Josh well, it wasn't all Josh. There's still plenty of other stuff going on this mountain that, have nothing to do with Josh. But, everything that's impacted Sam's day so far has been Josh. Okay. Oh, is that someone? Oh, those are Sam's clothes, I think. I think that's what Sam was wearing, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Those are the clothes we had on when we first got to the lodge. Hey there, friend. Can I have those back, please? I could really use them. I literally only have a towel right now. I have absolutely nothing else.
Mike, what are you doing down there? There's a... Oh my, thank God you found me.
It's okay. You okay?
Where's Jessica? She's not with you.
Jessica's dead.
What?
He killed her, Sam. There's some maniac on the mountain who was trying to kill us, all of us, and I swear to God, when everyone is safe and accounted for, I am gonna hunt that fucker down and rip his nuts off one at a goddamn time.
Wow. Listen.
I also really like that okay, I didn't even realize this before. Sam is such a like paragon of protagonistness that her relationships with all the characters are identically, or at least almost identical in terms of how closely connected she is to all of them. She is like literally the symbol of this game. I don't even know if I was consciously aware of that before. Anyway, I like that Mike's like, yeah, obviously he's pissed at the guy who killed, or who he thinks killed Jess. And when he saw him right in front of him, he was obviously going to hunt him down and try to get revenge right there and then. But once that kind of fell through, his priority is, okay, once I can verify with 100% certainty that everyone's safe, once we know where everyone is and we're all accounted for, then I will go on my revenge quest. And only then will I go on my revenge quest. Really like, Mike might undergo the most radical shift as far as like his outward persona is concerned. Because all the other characters, they do grow and they do change over the course of the game. But like, the personality-wise, they all kind of act in the same general manner. Whereas Mike, I don't think anyone would have pegged Mike to act in the way that he's been acting recently, given how he opened, given his very first action in the game, and given how he was like, in the prologue, we were just messing around, Beth. It wasn't serious. I'm like, oh my God.
This guy who you're talking about, he attacked me. He showed me these videos too. And one of them showed Josh being killed. Just ripped apart by this huge fucking saw blade.
Jesus Christ.
I think he's living down here. And whoever the hell he is, he's obsessed with Hannah and Beth.
Goddamn.
But here's the crazy thing. I found these plans, like blueprints for a crazy machine just like the one Josh was in, but it was fake. It was for a dummy.
Sam, slow down.
Josh might not be dead.
What the fuck is going on around here? There's a door here. It won't open. Can you unlock it from your side? Hey,
Jeez, you look like hell.
nice to see you too. What are you doing?
Well, actually, the towel didn't turn out to be the best outfit for fighting off killer maniacs, you know. Do you mind, Mike?
Oh, right. My bad.
Okay, done. Let's put this thing to bed.
This just sounds like Portal music.
What's that?
Is that crying?
No! No, get away!
It is, of course, now revealed that the bullets were blanks.
Chris.
What the fuck?
You've heard of blanks before. I mean, really?
Camera had a bit of a moment there. And I think we jumped to, alright, this is, okay, so Emily's surviving the tower crash because her foot happened to snag on the one loose cable. That's, I don't know about that one. Again, then that's not the remake, that's just the original. That is, to call it a stretch would be extremely generous. But we're gonna do a little bit of a swing to get Emily out of this. We'll get there eventually. To the power of QuickTime events. Yeah, I don't buy that she survived. I just don't. I don't buy that she would have survived that in the way that she did. Guess she got what she deserved. Okay, move. Stop, don't just sit around like a turkey. Move, please. Emily, why do you make it so hard to like you?
Oh, God. Here goes $600. Better be worth it.
Emily, you make it so hard to like you. I'm trying really hard to come to your defense, girl. You make it so fucking hard. Whatever, anyway. Let's keep going. Yeah, so, that section, we learned a lot of interesting stuff about Josh. Of course, it has a bit more impact if you're playing for the first time, but it is when you get the reveal that he is diagnosed with depression and he has incredibly low self-esteem, which is why in those therapy sessions with Dr. Hill, I can't believe I almost blanked on his name. We already knew that, like, we saw earlier that you could see the advice that Dr. Hill was giving scrawled out in red writing across the game. Like, the past can't be changed, past is behind us, that kind of stuff. In the one where Dr. Hill is like screaming at Josh, saying, "You're a psychopath, you're a psychopath." That's Josh calling himself a psychopath because he has such low self-esteem for himself, because he believes himself to be responsible. Like, in spite of all his plans to torment all the other people who were a part of that prank, Josh holds himself most above anyone else. He holds himself most responsible for what happened to Hannah and Beth, because he wasn't there to stop it. He wasn't there. He was passed out drunk. He thinks, like, there's one of the clues that you find in the game is there's a line that he writes, like, "Just like I killed Hannah and Beth," and he's speaking like as the killer, as himself, but he didn't, sort of a Freudian slip of revealing that he thinks he killed Hannah and Beth because he wasn't awake to be able to stop anything from happening to them. And there's a little more about that we'll get to see a little bit later on in the game. Oh, did I go backwards? Oh, I went backwards. Oh, duh. That's why. Okay. I got turned around again. I was wondering why there was just a dead end there. It's because that was the way I came from. And that also is like, you may be wondering, a lot of people like to ask why Josh targets Chris, Ashley, and Sam when Chris was passed out as well. Like, Sam especially, because, like, Ashley, you can say, well, she was still part of the prank, even though she wasn't, like, a huge part of the prank. But Sam, specifically, like, openly denounced the stupid prank that everyone was doing. So a lot of people ask why Josh includes them as a part of his game. And especially Sam, since, like, arguably she takes the full frontal assault of, she takes the brunt of Josh's sadistic, twisted schemes, despite being the most, like, objectively the most innocent apart from Chris. And that's, well, there's a lot of reasons why that happens. One of the, I mean, we've already discussed the fact that he wants Chris and Ashley to get together, so, like, that's already a big part of why he's targeting them, because he wasn't exactly subtle about the whole wanting to try to create a situation, some kind of traumatic events to bond them together. But even beyond, and that's also why he sent Mike away. I think I mentioned this before. He sent Mike away to the cabin because he wanted to get Mike away from Ashley, because in his mind, you know, Mike being the superstar stud that he is, he wanted to get Mike away from Ashley to increase Chris's chances of getting together with her while they were up on the mountain together. And then the other reason why he targets Chris is because, in the same way that he blames himself for not being awake to save Hannah and Beth, Chris also wasn't awake. So if Josh blames himself as much as he blames Chris for just being a bystander. And Ashley, I already mentioned, like, Ashley was still technically involved, even if she was the quietest and she just kind of stood there while everyone else took the most executive action in orchestrating the prank. That's almost worse, because, like, Josh hates his own inaction in the part of his sister's killing, much like he also hates Ashley's inaction. Oh my dear God. Alright, so this is where my memory starts to get a little foggier about where everything is hidden down here. Because, like I said, I wasn't as big on the second half of the game as the first half when I was a kid. I don't think that ladder is what I'm looking for. Oh, right here. This is the clocking in machine. So yeah, that's Chris and Ashley taken care of. But then Sam, the big one was Sam, because, like, Sam is the biggest question mark that, like, seems like there's no obvious Steelman defense for why he would rope her into all this. But I think he targets Sam because of how close he is with Sam. Like, I mentioned previously that he bonded the most closely with Sam after the tragedy because of how how close she already was with the Washington family, and Hannah specifically. So he bonded with Sam because, much like a lot of the things that he does and the things he believes, it allowed Josh to stay connected to his sister even after her passing, or his sisters even after their passing. But then by extension, because of how closely connected Josh is to Sam, by attacking her and targeting her as a part of a scheme, it's kind of like he's attacking himself, which I think is really, really cool. There's so much about what Josh does and why he does it that isn't even really explicitly, like, the game doesn't exposit why Josh targets Chris, Ashley, and Sam. It never even draws attention to this, but it provides enough information for you to come to these conclusions on your own, that's neat. It's really neat. Anyway, I think the ladder is the way up. I didn't want to go up there first because I was pretty sure that's how you proceed with this section. But I was also pretty sure I hadn't found all the things I wanted to find yet. So I wanted to have a bit of a look around before I committed fully to Emily's stuttery, stilted ladder climbing animation. The same damn thing that happened. At least the fire is a more dynamic effect instead of the flashlight that that didn't exactly look like the most natural ladder falling animation in the world, but whatever.
Disgusting.
That is. Yeah, we're just not gonna look at it. Ignorance is bliss. We're just gonna not shine a light on it. And just keep on moving forward. Getting ready for a battle with a Wendigo. Again, like I said though, while Matt needs the flare gun to stay alive, Emily doesn't. It would be helpful, certainly, but it's not a necessity like it is for Matt, so. Although I sure would be helpful for the upcoming section where we're gonna have to face off against a Wendigo. Okay. Oh, something on the floor here.
Weird. Really weird.
Yeah, the whole thing is weird, Emily. Thanks for catching up. Glad you decided to join the conversation. Hello. Photo from the 50s, I believe. Yeah, minus family photo. Hurry home safely, Daddy. Love, Agnes and Louise. Another opportunity for the game to segue into fleshing out a bit more of what happened. Like, the collapse of the mines and what happened to all the people who were down here. It's not quite as smooth a transition as the one with Mike. Because Emily's only really motivation here is just to get out of here. But by searching for a way to get out of here, it also forces her to search every nook and cranny of the cave. And so it's a good opportunity for her to explore and learn more about what's going on down here. Okay, no danger, so... I mean, even if there was danger, we would take the fast route anyway. Although this is more befitting of Sam than... Sam's the adventurous one. Although, actually, now that I'm saying that, there's no way you're making that jump. That's... Oh, never mind, okay. I thought it was gonna be like, jump from there to the ladder, not jump one step at a time to the ladder. But I mentioned that Sam is the adventurous one, but as I was editing the footage for the first few episodes, I realized something else that they changed that I didn't even realize at first, because it was similar enough to where I didn't even question it. But now that because as you've seen in the series, I've been gathering footage from the original game to use as a comparison for my points when I say how much better, when I argue for how much better the original is compared to the remake. And in doing so, it forced me to look at what words they ascribed to all the different characters during their introduction sequences. And I also realized they changed the words. They changed the words they used to describe all the different characters. And as should probably not come as a surprise to you by this point, they chose worse words. Like, all of them were worse. But Sam, I think, is the biggest culprit. Because they changed Sam from being adventurous to being brave. Like, the word they used to describe her is brave rather than adventurous. But, like, adventurous is a far more fitting, because, like, the whole thing with Sam is that she's a very talented rock climber. She likes going on those types of physical expeditions in her spare time. That's who.
Come on, for fuck's sake.
That's the type of person Sam is, which is why in the latter half of the game, when she becomes the action hero alongside Mike, there's grounds for her to do so. But, like, it's not brave of her to climb the rock wall. Like, at the beginning of the game, when the gate is closed, she's like, her alternative option is just to climb the rock wall to get over the gate. And that's because she's so used to climbing rock walls, because she is adventurous and she likes doing that kind of thing, that it doesn't feel out of place if you describe Sam as an adventurous character. But describing her as brave doesn't really work. And, like, yeah, it's more so about what the characters do than what the game tells you. Like, showing you what they do as opposed to just telling you, this character is brave. In fact, it's like, one of my least favorite things is when people don't know how to write, so they just have another character say, like, you are brave, you are strong, you are kind, you are an amazing person. And they just exposit all the characteristics of that person. It's just lazy, so I hate it when they do that.
Finally.
The problem is more so just that it's inconsistent now. Like, you had the words that were used to describe the characters, and then that matched up with what the characters actually did. Whereas now, you have the characters doing things that are incongruent, or at least not as easily synonymous with the ways in which they're described. So, yeah, that's by far the least of this game's sins so far. But it's just another case of, like, why? Why did you change these things? I don't, and some of them aren't even some of them aren't even nonsensical. They're just redundant and strange. It's another case of just, like, why did you? So, like, Chris, originally he was described as being methodical and protective, which are two very different meaning words, not contradictory words. Just they mean different things. They're different aspects of his personality. But now he's both loyal and protective, which is like, aren't you basically just saying the same thing twice? I feel like you wasted a word there. I don't know. And there's other examples I can point to of, like, words that, those are the two that stuck out to me immediately, as far as, like, just strange changes that certainly don't make things better, and in fact kind of make things worse.
Shit.
And I think this is the spot where Hannah and Beth fell off the cliff. They came tumbling down here. They landed on one of the rocks and then came tumbling down here, which means I believe this is where we can start finding...
Lovely. Danger is my middle fucking name.
Like, I think that's the sign that was on the cliff's edge that the girls were standing at. And I believe this is going to be where we finally start getting very, very Hannah and Beth-centric clues. Like, for instance, a photo of Hannah's tattoo. I think you can also find Hannah's glasses. Not exactly sure where. I think they'd be around here somewhere, because this is where the girls fell. Oh, wait, there's a... I thought... Oh, yep, right here. I knew I saw a light somewhere. Yep, here are the glasses. Here are Hannah's glasses. Can I move this out of the way? No, I don't think so. Thought I might have been able to move those out of the way so I could get a better... Oh, I can move these, though. I'm pretty sure I remembered having to move some of these that's not how light works. That is not lighting is one of those things, especially, that really should improve with the advancements of technology as time passes. It shouldn't get worse. That's not how light works. It just snapped between two different states of light.
That's exactly a year ago. What does this mean?
I don't know, Emily. What do you think it means? What do you think it means when you find Hannah's picture and Hannah's glasses right next to markings on the wall from the exact day that Hannah went missing in the first place? What do you think? What are we thinking? What do we think? Let's all sit down in our thinking chair and think. What do we think that might, what do we think we could conclude from that? But now we haven't even found the most disturbing thing yet. The thing that we saw in the first hunger totem. That's around here. Right here? This? I think this is it right here. If I could see it, select it. It's Beth's cross.
Oh, Jesus.
See, now the gears are finally turning in Emily's head. Finally getting a real glimpse. We're building toward a revelation for how Hannah managed to stay alive for all that time down here.
Oh, she was down here.
Thanks, Emily. You're so perceptive. Whatever would I do without you? No, really. Yeah, the cross actually isn't the most disturbing thing. The most disturbing thing, I think it's on the other side of this wall. Because we found Beth's cross. We know that Beth was buried down here. But we only found the cross. We did not find the rest of her. Until now. Yeah, so remember when I mentioned that Hannah kind of became a cannibal? Well, there you go. And the elevator is this way. We're not getting out of here as Emily, though. We still got a ways to go. I don't think Emily... There's a big chase sequence that we got to do with Emily, but I don't think we do it until the next chapter.
Come on, let's go. No. God, please don't come this way.
See, like, I can do the don't move sections when you actually require me to not move and you don't cheat with your stupid vibration. Like, I legitimately consider the vibration to be just straight up cheating. You're not testing me. You're not, like... The thing you claim to be testing me on, which is, like, how calm you can remain under pressure. Because, like, the idea is that you're supposed to be... We have to hide here. Much like keeping Sam out of harm's way at the end of Chapter 4, you need to hide here as Emily in order to get access to collectibles in the next chapter. More stuff. I saw that. You can't hide from me. Frames stutter like hell when Emily went in there. Emily, don't put your face in front of the... Emily, you're so unbelievably bad at hiding. What do you... Emily... You couldn't try, like, a little bit harder than that. But yeah, the game isn't testing you on what it claims to be testing you on if it vibrates the controller while asking you to not move. Because the idea is you're supposed to remain as still as the characters are when they're hiding in stressful situations. A vibrating controller kind of defeats the point of that.
Right? How does it feel? Do you enjoy feeling terrorized, humiliated, I mean, panicked? All those emotions that my sisters got to feel 1 year ago? Only guess what? They didn't get to laugh it off. No. Nope. No. They're gone.
I don't know if you noticed this, Josh, but none of us are laughing.
Oh, come. Why the long faces? Come on. It's good to get the heart racing every now and then, right? And race, they did. I mean, every one of you just pitter pat. I hope you appreciated my little phantasmagorical spectacle. I mean, no detail too small, no opportunity missed. It was such a delight to play the puppet master to all of your Pavlovian panic. and all that gore. There was gore galore, fake bodies. I mean, God, that shit was expensive. And no retakes. Nope. Only double takes. Oh, you should have seen your faces. Hook, line, and sinker for every little stinker.
Josh, why are you doing this?
Yeah, don't even ask this squirrely little runt. He's got no clue. He's out of his fucking tree.
He's definitely off his meds.
Oh, come on, you guys. Revenge is the best medicine.
Do I even need to say this music doesn't fit the tone of the scene anymore? Like, you already know. It's not like...
You guys are all gonna thank me when you guys become internet sensations.
Wait, what?
Oh, you better believe this little puppy's going viral, ladies and germs. I mean, we got unrequited love. We got blood. I don't think there's enough hard drives in China to count all the views we're gonna get, you guys.
What are you talking about, you asshat? Jessica's fucking dead.
What?
Did you hear me? Jessica is dead. And you are gonna fucking pay, dick!
I think
God,
we
come
might...
on. Seriously, this is crazy, you know?
Shut up.
Why'd you hit her, man? Huh? Why'd you have to fucking hit her?
Ah! What are you talking
You
about?
punched Ashley, you piece of shit.
Oh. I got so mad.
You don't hit a girl. You just don't.
Dude, Chris.
That wasn't even...
Bro.
Oh, that wasn't even close. The lip sync wasn't even kind of close to matching up with the... It's fine. Anyway, so you know how a lot of times when you take a game that originally ran in 4:3 and then you expand it to 16:9, things that were originally never supposed to be in frame suddenly are, and it looks kind of weird, like characters that aren't animated that are just kind of awkwardly chilling off the sides of the screen. That's basically what happened there, where like the camera panned right and we saw Mike and Josh just sitting there not moving. It's like the cue for their animation started a second too late. Except this time, the game didn't even it didn't release in 4:3, it released in 16:9. And also, you chose to make the aspect ratio wider, and also you made it from the ground up, so you can't even blame the original. It's all your own fault. Again!
And I'm not your bro.
Where are we going? Where are you guys taking me?
Locking you up, bro.
What?
So you can't do anything stupid before we call the police in the morning.
Come on. I didn't do anything.
Are you serious, bro?
Goddamn murderer is what you are. I didn't do it. Michael, please, just listen to me, man. I did not hurt Jessica.
Are you insane? Like really? Do you not understand what you've done?
I'm a healer, man. I bring people together. Not like you assholes. That's enough.
That's the other thing. Josh does genuinely believe that what he's done is in the best interest of everyone, especially with Chris and Ashley, and, you know, bringing them together.
You are dude. It's not my fault. You suckers can't take a joke.
Oh wait. Did I hurt you? Did you feel a little bit of pain?
Right now, I'm so
Sorry. Stop it.
Jesus, dude.
Stop. Michael, I'm sorry, man. I can't tell you how sorry I am that something happened to Jessica, but I swear to you, I have no idea what happened to her.
Josh, be honest with me. Do you really expect us to trust you for a single goddamn second after all the shit you put us through?
But can't we all just get along? Ah! Damn it!
Not dicking around.
No. No. This is not how it's supposed to go down. You're just a bunch of bullies. You can't hang out a guy just to try like this, guys. Huh? Not like you got the guts to really do anything about it anyways. Ah! Ah!
Oh, stuff it. You're the biggest coward there is.
Uh-huh. I did something. I made you believe in the world I created. And I showed you parts of yourself you were too afraid to visit.
You manipulated us. You tricked us. You hurt your friends, and you did it all while you hid in the shadows. You're a coward, Josh. That's all you are.
Ah! Yeah! Ah! Yeah! Ah! Okay, tie me up now, okay?
Stay still,
Right,
man.
right, still. Well, can't tie them up if they just wiggle around.
Gosh, dude.
I need me a little wiggle room, huh?
What does it take to shut you up?
Oh, not so tight! Kane! Not so tight, okay? Can't leave the room, huh? Plastic ties, that's where it's...
What in God's name is he talking about? This is hard to watch.
Two hostage type scenario.
You ever say this kind of shit
Guaranteed
before?
for at least 3 hostages or your money back! Hey, Mike. Mike. Mike!
What?
What happened with Jess, Mike?
You know what happened.
Spin the wheel, land on. Music is far too fast-paced. The tempo is all off for the pace of the scene, the mood of the scene, and just end it now. I can't take any more of this shit.
Like I would remember killing her, you know? She's so soft. And she's probably got like a really tight vibe.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Yeah, it's...
Seriously? What? Did you think I was gonna shoot him?
No.
Come on, Chris. You know me better than that.
Yeah, Chris, you know me better than that.
Yeah. Well, just next time, give me a heads up, all right?
Oh, you poor little piggies. You can't even get your good cop, bad cop routine to work.
Like, I kind of want to hit Josh too, but I think it's within Chris's character to step in to prevent Mike from harming Josh, even after all he's done.
We order pizza.
You sure you're okay?
Yeah. I want to know everything's fine back there.
Yeah, you're right. See you in the morning.
And I think that's chapter 7. Yep. No more. I think we are gonna get more therapist sequences later in the game, but as far as official therapist sequences, I think that's it. So no more of that. Just straight into chapter 8. And again, worst hiding spot ever goes to Emily.
Stay away!
And that, my friends, is the Wendigo. Not just a shadow in the background or something that darted by real fast, but that is live in the flesh, the Wendigo.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
Talking about how Hannah is very, very particular with who she targets in her Wendigo form. Jess was the first person she targeted because, of course, you know, he was the one, she was the one who stepped in and started going out with Mike. So Hannah targeted Mike's girlfriend first. She was her first proper victim of the night. And then Emily, who is Mike's ex-girlfriend, is the first character in the entire game to actually see the Wendigo properly see the Wendigo. Because again, Mike had a flash, like Mike kind of saw the Wendigo in the cave with Jess, both times. Like it happened behind, but there was the Wendigo moved behind Mike when Mike and Jess were moving through the cave together in an episode 2, I think. And then later on, after Jess got dropped down a hole, Mike actually saw, like, got a full look of a shadowy silhouette of the Wendigo and had a choice to shoot her or not. And I was gonna choose to shoot her because I wanted to show that you can actually, like, dent and you can damage Hannah's Wendigo form to sort of carry on the symbolism of Mike leaving an everlasting impact on her, even in death. But I just couldn't fumble with the controller fast enough, so that kind of fell through. Anyway, hey Billy, I had a great time. Look me up if you're ever in Calgary, Loretta. Yeah. Ooh. Alright. I actually kind of like that one. That one wasn't actually completely terrible. Might have been a new one as well. I like that. I like that they added a little scare of their own there. And anything behind me before I move on? I'm kind of nervous, honestly, because I really want to keep Emily alive, because there's another thing that's tied to Ash's character that requires Emily to be alive to survive this encounter. And I think I remember how to keep Emily alive, but I'm not 100% confident in that, because again, second half of the game, not as familiar with as the first half. But I think honestly, I remember Emily's section relying mostly on QTEs, which I'm pretty up to stuff with my QTEs. So I think we'll be okay. So Mike got flashes of the Wendigo, but the first person to actually like do battle with the Wendigo after, like, Jessica is the first person to do battle with the Wendigo, because obviously Jess was Hannah's first victim. But we didn't play as Jessica when that was happening. And then after Jessica, the next person is Emily, who, of course, like I mentioned, is Mike's ex-girlfriend. So it's very, very cool to see, to think about how the Wendigo has selected her targets when you know who the Wendigo is actually supposed to be. I don't know the exact moment when shit hits the fan is the other thing. I don't know what the point of no return is for when we lose the ability to explore and when we have to go on the attack or go on the run, I guess. I'm just keeping my eyes and ears open at all times. I'm waiting for the jump scare to kick off the escape sequence. It's coming soon. They're so creepy. They're so creepy. Like, I don't fear spiders, as I mentioned in the previous episode, but the spider-like movement of their legs and how quickly they dart around the place. Sends a little chill down the spine. I love it. Love it. Why did some of these totems, the PlayStation 5 just can't run? They cannot run them properly. Like, it takes a while for it to load back in properly after it's done playing the totem vision. Anyway, this is it. This, I think as soon as we go through here, it's gonna...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be the way.
It's coming here real soon. Here we go. Alright, quick time events. Quick time events to the rescue! Oh, Jesus. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Okay, we have to go left here, because left is the way to the elevator. Elevator's where we're trying to go. Right, I'm pretty sure it's just a dead end. So we have to go left here to get back to the elevator. Get on board. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. Faster than that, please, Emily. I think you can actually die there if you don't do that fast enough. Alright, we're doing alright so far. I'm holding the controller close. Her eye shadow looked really weird there. I'm holding my controller close to my chest in case there's a don't move section coming up here pretty soon. Which there might be. I feel like I remember there being one, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm being cautious just in case. I thought it was gonna be in the elevator. Like, I thought that if there would be one, it would be in the elevator. But I don't know. Gotta be careful. I'm too focused to even think about how shitty the music is right now. This thing, Emily can die very horribly. Because I think this conveyor belt leads to a grinder, like a Toy Story 3 style grinder. So we're just gonna get off. Like, there's no reason to just get off. No reason to stay on that thing. Just simply leave. Simply leave. Uh-oh, did I do it bad? No, we're good. Okay. I think we made it. We made it. I said we made it, now that she was completely safe. Oh, talk about cutting it close. Jesus Christ. All right. I was legitimately really I think even if you miss a single QuickTime event, that could spell Emily's demise there. So I'm very relieved that we managed to keep her alive. Whew. Okay, we're cool. We're good.
What now?
Let me in!
Let her in, quick!
Is that? It's Em. Shut the door! Oh my God! Shut the door!
Are you all right?
I didn't think that I'd make it.
You were screaming bloody
Are you
murder.
okay?
You totally was. There was something.
Where's Matt? Come sit down. Sit down.
Something's out
Did you
there.
guys split up?
A monster. It's a
Wait.
monster.
Start with
Are
this.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't feel anything. I just.
I mean, except for the
calmed down.
bite,
It was
but, you know.
moving so damn fast.
What?
Like the very obvious
The
bite
way
mark
they
on her
this-
shoulder.
This thing, whatever it was.
And you can relax. Josh was messing with
You're
us.
not
and we...
listening to me.
Wait, Em, where's Matt? Is he okay?
Oh God, we couldn't use the cable car, so we climbed the tower, and then it fell, and we were down in the mine, like way down in this terrifying freaking mine shaft.
Hold on.
And then it was Matt and me down there, and oh God, I think that Matt might be dead.
Wait, what?
How?
Emily, what happened? I was walking down there in the mines, and it was dark, and I found this pile, and there was Beth's head.
Wait, what?
Beth's head, I found it.
Oh my God.
What the
Are
fuck?
you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. I think they fell down there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But the worst part is I don't think that Hannah died, like, from the fall, not right away.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I don't know, I feel like she was down there, like, starving to death for weeks. When we were all up here looking for her, and we had no idea.
Jeez, that's horrible.
Listen, in the tower, there was a radio, and I got through to someone, but then that was right when the tower collapsed.
Em, you made it.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
Mike.
barely.
What about Matt?
We're trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and then there was this monster that was chasing her.
She's all messed up, guys. Emily? Hey, Em?
Whoa.
What the fuck can that be?
Josh.
Jess?
It's not Jess.
Sorry, man, but who is it?
I don't know. We should check it out.
I got your back.
Good.
Chris started again, the end of the... Again, I swear I'm really not looking for this. It's just so blatant, I can't not see it. It's right there.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Just do it already. Whoever it is probably gone by now.
I mean, no, you can obviously see he's
Think
still
that's
there.
good. You do the door. I got the gun. Hold on there.
Hold on, mister.
Freeze. Ah, what? All right. Just take it easy, Grandpa.
Okay, everybody, just calm down. Now, just move over there. Go on, move. Let me say what I came to say. I'm here to tell you what you're up against being back on this mountain.
You know, I think we kind of have
You
something of an
should
idea.
never have returned. I don't know why you did after what happened last year.
You mean with Hannah and Beth?
Yeah, how could you know without being involved?
Or responsible.
You hold on to your horses. I don't take kindly to you kids coming up here to my mountain.
Your mountain. Huh. I'm sure the Washingtons would be very surprised to hear that.
Well, the mountain don't belong to me, it's true. But it don't belong to the Washingtons. This mountain belongs to the Wendigo.
Who?
What's he talking about?
The hell's a Wendigo?
Let's hear him out.
Not like we have a choice.
Now, I'm only gonna tell you this once. It doesn't matter to me if you believe it or not. I got reasons I want to get it off my chest.
See? I told you. He's guilty as shit. Guilty as something.
Shut up, Mike.
There is a curse that dwells in these mountains. Should any man or woman resort to cannibalism in these woods, the spirit of the Wendigo shall be unleashed.
Oh, crap.
It's even funnier the third time. Thank you so much for playing that clip. I'm so happy. Oh, that really brightened my mood. So stupid.
Okay, get down there now, all of you, and wait.
What? Why? For how long?
Until dawn.
Ah! Ha!
Guys,
Ha!
I ran off and left Josh when I heard screaming.
Where did you leave him?
In the shed.
Your friend will already be dead.
No. No, he can't be. We were just with him.
A lot can happen quickly on this mountain.
No. I'm gonna go get him.
You can't go out there, Chris.
I'm supposed to be his best friend, and I let him down.
No, he let you down, Chris. He let all of us down.
I don't care. I'm going to get him.
Then I'll go with you.
I don't need your help.
You're going alone.
The lighting freaked out again.
Fine.
It's like the moon turned on and off.
Get down to the basement.
Even though obviously the
Be
moon doesn't
safe.
emit light, but you know what I
Don't
mean.
go outside
The
again
moonlight outside
until we're
was
back.
radiating and then it wasn't.
You don't seem to understand the magnitude of the situation.
Well, I'm going to get Josh, aren't I?
No, I'm going to get Josh. You're going to help me. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think so.
You need to follow me and do everything I tell you.
I really like that Chris goes after Josh, even after he put them all through hell. Because that is, like, pretty key, a major part of who Chris is. Again, he's, like the game, really wants to make sure you understand
This is the end.
by saying he's loyal and protective.
I know how to use a shotgun, man.
No, you don't.
What?
But also because, like, again, I mentioned a few times, Chris is in no way connected to the prank. See, okay, so if Chris chose to shoot himself, I think Ashley kisses Chris in that sequence, but because we chose to shoot Ashley,
These things.
something else might
What's the guy gotta
happen.
know?
You just be careful.
Yeah, Chris obviously was passed out during the prank, so he's not involved with what happened to Hannah and Beth, so he isn't involved in, he's not actually related to the storyline and the revenge plot that Josh has going on. Which is why his arc has nothing to do with Hannah, but much like he himself doesn't have anything to do with Hannah and Beth. Neither does his arc. His journey in this game is all about like testing the strength of his relationship with Josh after everything Josh keeps putting him through, and how the relationship was strained. Because like the big theme of this game, or not like that's not the right word to use, but the big thrusting the overarching idea behind Until Dawn is this concept of the butterfly effect, and how a tiny but like something small you do today could unintentionally create major ramifications for you years down the line. And that's the same thing that happens here with Chris. The idea of that, because his friendship with Josh was fractured forever. Like he was best friends with Josh one of the first conversations he has with Sam in the cable car is about a memory of when Chris first met Josh back in school. So it's this basically this lifelong connection that meant so much to them that was permanently damaged by this point beyond repair because of how this game ends. Whether Chris survives or not, it's never going to be the same way that it was before, especially because of what happens to Josh at the end of this game, no matter what you choose. And that's a critical part of the butterfly effect. The idea that actions that were entirely beyond Chris's control led to the damaging of their friendship. That's such a smart way to tie him into the overarching narrative, even though in actuality he is not really related to the overarching narrative.
He keeps you alive and aware and feasts on your organs, one piece at a time.
So the lodge then.
Yeah. Let's go now. It might still be near.
Oh, I'm actually like really excited for this next part. But well, excited and nervous because we're like 2 minutes away, if that, from finally arriving at this.
Wait. Don't move. Very quiet.
I almost punched myself so hard because I'm really excited that we're almost going to get the scene that I kept teasing, the Ashley related scene that is the subject of so much discussion simultaneously a subject of so much discussion, but also like heavily misunderstood as far as like who Ashley is as a character. But in order to get to that scene, Chris needs to survive this scene. And I'm not entirely confident in my ability to keep him alive. So, but you know, I'm motivated. I'm motivated to get him to that. All I need is to get it. I just need to get him to the lodge. I just need to get him to the lodge, and then we're home free, which is right there. All right, this is it. Here we go. I think this is it. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe not. Is there one more? I think there's one more. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more QTE. One more QTE. Shoot to kill. Maybe one more. Shoot the barrels. Okay, go, Chris, go. Go, Chris, go. Run, Chris. Please run. Okay, this is it. This is it right here. I've built up to this the whole damn time. The fuck? Oh no. No. Fuck off!
Ash!
No!
Oh my. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Are you okay? Okay, let's go. Let's get down to the basement.
You! No. Like 30 different degrees of fucking. Okay. Wow. I'm so infuriated by what I just watched. I don't even want to talk about the fact that Mike's lip sync was once again broken, or that the lighting was once again broken, or any of the other shit that this game just miserably fails to do properly despite costing $60, being made for the PS5 9 years after the original game. Okay, so maybe you watched that and you were like, what are you talking about? That wasn't layered at all. Ashley was just chilling on the other side of the lodge, apparently, just doing her thing, waltzing around, and then she heard Chris screaming for help, and then she ran like the wind to try to save him, but she just didn't get to the door fast enough. That's not layered, that's not nuanced, that's just Ashley trying to save the person she has a crush on. Why were you hyping that up the whole game? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Because that's not the scene that was in the original game. It just was not. And I could describe to you what the original game looked like, but I'm just gonna play the clip. I'm just gonna play it for you, and let's just see if we can spot any. Let's play a little game of spot the difference, shall we?
Ash, come on! This thing is right behind me. Please, let me in. Ash, what are you doing? Ash! Chris! Fuck! What the fuck?
It's too late.
You gotta
It's
go.
too late.
Like now, okay? Stay with me, Ash. Come on. Stay with me.
The whole fucking point of that scene is that Ashley is right there. She's at the goddamn door. She very easily could, if she wanted to, open the door to let Chris in, which is what she does in the good end. In the good ending, the good version of the story, Ashley opens the door for Chris and he gets back in safe and sound, showing that she clearly could do it if she wanted to, but she doesn't do it. Why? Because she doesn't want to. Why? Because Chris fucking shot her in the face. Or at least that's what he thought he was going to do. And she was only spared because it was all revealed to be a twisted game by Josh. But if it wasn't, what Chris thought he was doing was firing a loaded, real gun with real bullets right into Ashley's face. And so, remembering that, when she sees Chris outside that door and she is given an opportunity to leave him for dead, she takes it. And the thing is, I'm not even 100% saying that it's a conscious decision on her. That's what makes that scene so interesting to discuss. Was it a conscious, malicious act on her part? Or was it just her freezing up in the heat of the moment? I think what it's supposed to be is it's Ashley freezing up. It's not a malicious act of abandonment. It's her freezing up. Because she's a character who, just like what happened in the prank, she wasn't really a vocal, active player in the prank. She stuck to the background. She's a bystander. She was always just very inactive in everything she does in life. Because she's someone who becomes very easily overwhelmed in moments of high stress, as we've seen throughout the game. She gets very overwhelmed very quickly, understandably so, but also possibly more excessively than your average person might. And this is why I wanted to point out the fact that the thing with Ashley not being honest, that what she says outwardly about how she's remorseful about what happened to Hannah and Beth, if she says that, her honesty trait depletes. And then in this timeline, where Chris shoots Ashley, and then Ashley leaves him for dead, she's giving off two different vibes. Because what she tells Chris is, please, Chris, I'm begging you, don't shoot yourself, shoot me, let me do this for you. She's begging him on her hands and knees to spare his own life and sacrifice her so that he can live. But then when he actually does what she wants, she is bitter about it and she's pissed at him for it. And when she sees him outside that door, whether it's a conscious malicious act to leave him outside there, or it's the case of her seeing him there and think kind of like, okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but also it's a 15-year-old spoiler. So like, if you haven't watched it by now, that's on you. At the end of Breaking Bad season 2, there's a situation where Walter White has the ability to save a character's life. It is fully within his ability to, there's nothing physically stopping him from saving a character's life. He very easily could do it, and his initial instinct is to run over and save her life. But then he stops for a minute because he's thinking in his head of all the problems that would be solved for him if this character dies. Not just for him, but for Jesse Pinkman as well. And this is all, and you can see it because Bryan Cranston is such a phenomenal actor. You can see all this going through his head, like he's going back and forth. He's not sure what to do. He's indecisive. He's a million thoughts are rumbling around in his head all at once. And you can see him breaking down as he's grappling with the reality of what he needs to do. And Obviously, a bit of a different scale and context between that scene and this, but it's the same kind of thing. It's a person whose initial instinct is, hey, that's someone I love that is about to die if I don't help him. But then she stops and she's like, wait a minute, this motherfucker tried to shoot me about an hour ago. Maybe not even that, maybe like 20 minutes ago it could be in this game. What do? Do I take revenge on him and just leave him out there? Or do I open the door and not let not let things like that prevent me from saving his life? She's thinking about all that because she's just staring dead-eyed, blank-faced out that door at him. And maybe you think it's malicious, maybe you think it's her freezing up. I'm not exactly sure, one way or the other, what the developers were intending it to be. But regardless, there is something to talk about there. It's a really, really nuanced scene that has a lot of different interpretations that can come out of it for Ashley's character because of how she'd been established up until this point, and that I've been trying to beat into your head the whole time about how what she says isn't always what she actually thinks. Meanwhile, in this piece of shit remake, they just gutted the whole scene and replaced and rearranged. They rearranged everything so that Ashley is actually nowhere near the door, and the only reason they don't even show. Okay, I criticized the game earlier for not the remake, the original. Like this is the original game's fault for sometimes being a little too excessive with like showing you flashback. It's like when Matt remembered he had the flare gun. It's like Stranger Things levels of, hey, remember this thing? Remember this choice you made? That's why this is happening right now. I wish they didn't do that, but the game did it. They still did that, and this remake maintained that. The remake did the same thing that the original did, with showing you that clip of Matt getting the flare gun and being like, hey, this is why this is about to happen. Just so you know, because you gave the flare gun to Matt and he didn't fire it immediately, that's why he's going to survive this encounter. But they didn't do that for this scene. They did not keep it consistent. In the original version of the scene, Ashley, they play the clip of Chris pointing the gun at Ashley because that's what's going through her head. I wish they didn't do that, but the fact they did it means that that is what she's thinking about. And the fact that they've chosen to remove that from specifically this scene, but none of the other scenes, kind of gives me the impression that they don't want Ashley to be a nuanced, complex, morally gray character. They just want her to be, oh no, Chris is in danger, I gotta go save her. And then after that, after they've changed the reason why she didn't open the door, not because she chose not to, or because she froze up in the moment and just couldn't, but because she was nowhere near the door, and then she sprinted toward the door as if she was going to save him, but then she just couldn't do it in time. And then after that, she drops to her knees, and she's like, oh my god, I can't believe he's dead, oh my god! Which might work. That might work if this followed up the version of events where Chris shot himself instead of Ashley, but it doesn't. It's following the timeline of events where Chris shoots Ashley instead of himself. You have completely retconned what her character is supposed to be. You motherfuckers, you change nothing. You annihilate the prologue with your stupid Dutch angles and your pop music and your Zack Snyder slow motion, and then you do fucking nothing about any of the rest of this game. I have really tried, as we've gone throughout this game, to point out aspects of the original game's writing that I'm not a fan of, things that I think could have been changed. I just did it in this episode. I talked about how it's really dumb that the only reason Emily survives falling off the tower is because her foot snags on a random cable just miraculously. That's really lame. Matt and Jessica's characters. Matt is unironically less important to the story of Until Dawn than that stupid squirrel from episode 1. You wanna know why? Here's why. Because if Chris shoots that squirrel at the shooting range, a crow will attack Sam and will cut her forehead. It seems totally innocent, right? But it's not. Because if Sam gets cut, nature doesn't remain in balance, which means Sam wasn't attacked by the crow and didn't get a cut on her forehead. Later, when she's trying to hide from Josh, the blood dripping off her forehead alerts Josh to her presence, and she gets caught anyway. So the squirrel is literally more relevant to this stupid game than Matt is. But you didn't do anything about Matt except put in a scene that already existed. You didn't do you didn't make a new scene for Matt. You took one that already existed that was just obscurely hidden in a pre-order bonus cutting room floor Disney vault and then stitched it into this game as if it was your own. But you didn't actually change anything about Matt's character. You simply did not do that. You didn't give him more things to do. You didn't give him more scenes. At least not yet. You haven't given him more scenes. And I'm kind of getting the impression you're not going to give him more scenes. Jessica, as well, was totally done dirty by the original game. What has she gotten to do in this game? Nothing more than she did the first time around. There are things you could have changed. There are elements of this game that you could have made better. And you have made some things better. You introduced the hunger totems, for example. You removed the flashbacks between the chapters. There are like 3 things. Uno, dos, tres. No substitutions, exchanges, the refunds. And the entirety of this game that you have, there's like 3 things that were done, that you did better than the original game. But of all the infinite ways in which you could have improved the game's writing, because it is not flawless, and I've really tried to point out how I don't believe it is flawless and things I think they could have done better. You could have taken any one of those. You could have literally taken any one of those things and done something with it and it fleshed out the characters some more. Given characters more time to bounce off each other. Given Matt and Emily more scenes. Given Jessica a bigger role in the story. Matt is given, we're not even done with this stupid chapter here, by the way. And there's another scene coming up in a second here that Matt especially probably should be there for. And you'll see why in a second. But like, Matt didn't deserve to be either killed off by the Wendigo unceremoniously or just dropped off into the void to come back for one brief throwaway scene in chapter 10. He definitely deserved to be here for the end of chapter 8, as you'll see shortly. But nope, you didn't do anything else with him. You didn't do anything else with Jessica. You didn't make any actual changes to the story that could have made it better. But you sure as hell retconned one of the most interesting characters in this entire godforsaken game in favor of making it, what? Happier? More? This isn't, newsflash, this isn't the happy timeline. This is the timeline where Chris pointed a gun right at Ashley's face and said, fuck you, you're dead, son. Oh, and the balls on this game to still act as if Ashley hesitated and didn't reach Chris. No, you motherfucker. She was sprinting towards the door. She sprinted towards the door. You didn't, that's not what happened. You have radically changed what the meaning of that scene is. And you didn't make it better. This isn't a more interesting read on Ashley's character. You've given me less to think about, less to talk about, less to analyze. You've watered her down and basically basically made it so that even after being murdered or almost murdered, as far as Chris is concerned, almost murdered by the person you had a crush on, still doesn't matter. Still just gonna let him back in, or at least try to let him back in. But oh no, I didn't run fast enough. Oh, and then I'm still gonna be sad afterwards instead of being cold and distant and emotionally closed off like she was in the original ending. I really didn't think, like, honestly, for all of this game's numerous technical faults and all the other bullshit it's done that's made me lose my shit, nothing. I really didn't think that. I thought after we escaped the prologue, they were done making these types of changes. I thought that they were just going to let the story speak for itself, that they understood that the story deserved to be left intact. That even though they could have made changes for the better, they weren't going to do it, and they were primarily interested in just preserving the original experience, just with quote-unquote updated visuals, which fine, I respect. If they didn't want to change anything, then fine, go for it, whatever. But they clearly did want to change things. And in fact, the fact that they have changed so little, they're like, everything about the game is perfect. Emily surviving by snagging onto a cable, perfect. An army of deer just apparating out of nowhere for literally no reason, perfect. Jessica being abandoned by the story and only getting one random scene at the very end alongside Matt, perfect. 10 out of 10, game of the year material, no writing flaws here whatsoever. Hell, even just 5 seconds ago with the mysterious man that was hunting us down, there's no fucking way he got to the lodge that fast. There's no way. Emily had to zip line down the mountain from the mine shaft, roll down the mountain like a snowball, and then sprint towards the lodge. And somehow, the mysterious man was only like slightly far behind her? How? And even if you ignore logistical things like that, he's not a character, right? He exists to exposit backstory at the audience and then die. You can't, no matter what you do, you can't save him. He's destined to die no matter what. And he doesn't even really tell us anything new, right? Like, there's no new information. He just is like, yeah, there's a Wendigo here. Thanks, genius. I think we already knew that. Emily just saw one 5 seconds ago. What? You provided zero additional insight to this conversation. Why did you barge into it? It's so, and it's not even a big twist either. Like, the twist isn't even like, oh, see, the man you thought was a threat was actually friendly all along. No, because in the prologue, he was leaning over the cliff. Like, we saw the flamethrower, we saw his mask, so we know it's the same guy, and he was trying to help Hannah and Beth, and even just in the most recent scene, he helped Emily escape. It's not a surprise that he was actually on her side the whole time. Like, I still think he works in the context of the story, because the idea is that he comes in, and you're like, okay, finally, we have a Wendigo expert here, and he makes you feel safe when you have this guy with a big-ass flamethrower, and he tells you that the Wendigos are weak to flames. It's there to make you feel more safe after just barely surviving the encounter with the Wendigo in the mines, or maybe not surviving it at all if you didn't play well enough. But then they rip that feeling of comfort away from you at the last second. I do think it works, but he's not really a fleshed out character, and I think they could do more with him. But they didn't. They didn't. All the areas of improvement that are in this, all the countless ways that they could actually make this game better, the ways that they could make it so that personality traits and relationship statuses actually have some impact on the story. They could have introduced episode select that's available to the player before beating the game in its entirety. Things like that would make it so much better. And honestly, I might have even been able to if you did, even with all the technical issues that this game has, of which there are many, it might honestly have been enough for me to recommend people buy this game if you did make an effort to make those story improvements. But you didn't. You thought you were making improvements, but you were just making it objectively worse in every possible way. Every single thing you changed has been for the worse. And all the stuff you haven't touched is in desperate need. Maybe not desperate need, but could very much be benefited by the use of changes that you just stubbornly refuse to actually implement. I was not prepared for this today. I was not expecting to get sandbagged by honestly, this just makes me wonder, what else did they change? Like, what other, because I've been keeping everyone alive up until this point. What else about this game would they change? Like, were other character deaths ruined? Were other scenes rewritten to be worse, and I just missed them all? Because there's a lot of branching paths in this game. So now I just don't trust it. Now that because that's such a random scene to change, unless they just really hate the idea of moral ambiguity and layered characters that aren't just like, oh, I gotta save him, I have a crush on him, unless they're just staunchly against that for some reason. This feels like too random a scene for it to just be an isolated incident. Like, I feel like that, ignoring the prologue, obviously, I feel like that there has to be more in this game that they've changed, and that really grinds my gears. That this is supposed to be the definitive upgraded version of why does this keep fucking happening, where developers release the definitive remastered, remade, higher fidelity version of a story or a game, and then every single time it's always worse than the original? It happened earlier this year with Budget Cuts Ultimate. It happened with Sonic Colors Ultimate in 2021. This shit just, I'm so fucking sick. I'm so fucking sick of it. The game was already remastered with a free 60 FPS patch on PS5. There was nothing whatsoever this game offers that is worth the upgrade that the original game doesn't have. It's not, it's so... I'm tempted to just end the episode right here, honestly, and just, like, stop playing for a week or a month or a year or forever. That we could just not finish this fucking game. I'm gonna kill Ashley out of spite. I'm gonna get Ashley killed, both because I'm so fucking maybe we kill them all. What if we killed them all? What if we just let every single character burn in a fire? What if we did that? This might be the start of my villain arc, where I just go on a murderous rampage for the rest of this game because I'm so pissed. You remember when I played Persona 5 and I accidentally wandered into a relationship with An when I really didn't want to do that? And then I was like, well, all for one and one for all. Because An wasn't the one I wanted to actually date in that game. But then it happened, so I was like, alright, fine. Let's just date everybody then. Why not? It's like the same thing here. It's like, I'm so pissed at this game that now I'm just like, because I didn't want Chris to die. I was willing to let Chris die for the sake of getting to this scene so I could talk about it. But now, I didn't even get the scene. I got this shitty retcon of the scene. So now I'm like, well, if one of them's dead, let's let them all burn. Because they can still die. Maybe. I don't know. I'm angry. I'm really upset right now. Maybe I'll change my mind in the next episode. But right now, I'm thinking about going on a rampage to just kill every character. Take out my frustrations in this game on the characters. Ashley is definitely dying. No matter what, Ashley is fucking dead. That bitch is not surviving this game. I don't even know how long that rant was. How long have I been? Probably like a 20-minute rant or some shit. I am sorry. I really did not think I was gonna get that heated. But I also didn't think that they were just gonna blatantly retcon that scene. And like, I'm not saying it was some genius scene or anything. It's not some avant-garde masterpiece of writing. But it wasn't a black and white depiction of the characters. And even the dialogue doesn't match. Like, because they kept the dialogue the same for Chris. When he says, Ash, what are you doing? The reason why that makes sense in the original version of the scene is because Ash is right there at the door and she can open it, but she's choosing not to. So Chris, of course, is like, Ash, what are you doing? Why aren't you opening the door? But in this version, she's nowhere near the door. She's on the other side of the world. So it doesn't even make sense for Chris to say that. I'm whatever. Let's just go. Just keep playing this stupid... I don't even like the Wendigo's face model.
My gosh, oh thank God.
What took you so long?
Let's not get up there.
What do you mean?
Chris is, not coming.
Oh no, I can't believe this.
Ash, I am so sorry.
Okay.
Maybe you should sit down.
I'm fine, Sam.
Okay.
What about that old guy?
No sign of him. I think he's got to be dead too.
I want it known, by the way, the only reason I'm still going is because I know the end of the chapter is like right around the corner. That's literally the only reason I'm still playing. If I had anywhere close to a full chapter left to play, I would have stopped. I'm so done with this game for the day.
Christ.
And also because I know an opportunity to fucking shoot Emily right in her stupid face is coming up here pretty soon. So, you know, that's kind of exciting.
Right. These all the doors?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
What are you looking for?
Another way out.
Mike, look, I really don't think that's a good idea. We should stay put right here until dawn. At least we're safe down here.
Oh, yeah? All wrapped up like a little present with a bow on top for that thing to tear us apart on Christmas morning?
People will come for us in the morning.
Is it really that hard to get your subtitles to appear on screen when they're supposed to appear on screen? Is it really that hard?
I mean, right?
Well, you can wait. I'm leaving.
Mike, there's no key for the cable car.
Josh. He's got to have it.
Josh?
One of his dirty little tricks.
Great. Great.
If that fucking thing got a hold of Josh, then we're shit out of luck.
I don't know, Mike. It's possible.
What's possible?
It may have taken him down to the mine.
What?
I saw some horrible stuff down there. I think it's where that thing lives, and... Huh.
Em? What?
Fuck it. I'm gonna get that key right from that thing's goddamn bedroom, and then I'm gonna get us all the hell out of here.
And what is all that?
It's, that old guy's bag.
Is that a map?
That guy was prepared for anything.
Not quite.
What is this place?
Oh my god.
Wait. What is that?
I was down there. It was horrible.
You were?
You'd been a cave-in in the 50s, I guess, and these miners got trapped down there.
Oh my god.
Some of them survived, but like 15 of them didn't make it. There was this reporter, and I think he figured out there'd been some like big cover-up going on. I found these plans. They knew the mine was a death trap, but they let the miners keep working anyway. And I'm not sure what it means, but I found this chair. Dried blood all over the place, like somebody'd been tortured.
Michael, I'd like to maybe focus on how we're gonna get the fuck out of here, please.
I'm just saying, it's weird how much crazy shit's gone on up here.
What's weird is that there's a tunnel leading from the lodge to the sanatorium, see?
That's how I got back here.
I saw this.
It's really cool how I can see the fucking textures loading in on the screen. Like, as the camera cuts to the map, it's still loading in because this game is made like dog shit.
What?
Like college kids.
Ash.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh
It's
my
nothing.
god.
It just it bit me and
bit you. What bit you?
the Wendigo.
Shoot her.
What?
It's
Shoot
nothing,
her.
really. It's not.
Shoot her.
Shit.
It doesn't hurt anymore, really. It's not that bad.
Shoot her.
If that thing bit you,
I know what you're thinking, and I'm fine.
are you?
Yes.
Emily, at least let us check it out.
Emily, if the Wendigo bit you, you could turn into one of those things.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
He said it was from eating each other. Remember, he said that.
Is that how it works?
Yes, when it happens, if it bit you, you're gonna turn into one, and then you're gonna turn on us. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
You can't be down here with us.
What?
Mike!
You gotta go.
Are you kidding me?
You're putting us all in danger.
Like hell I
Emily,
am.
you can't stay here.
Mike, just cool your head, okay? We don't know if it works like that. Maybe it's just a bite.
What is this? Guys, what are you doing?
Door's right here. I am letting you do this voluntarily.
Oh no, you're just making yourself feel better about sending me to my death since you know there's a Wendigo out there ready to rip me to pieces like it did with.
Okay, oh my god, will you just go? Go, get out of here!
Really great animation there. Really stellar
Okay,
animation.
Mike, calm down.
You're gonna shoot me?
Yes.
Mike, me?
Yes.
This is the safe room, Em.
Please,
It is not safe as long as you're in it. Not for us.
don't do this!
I'm really sorry.
Bye. Bye.
Holy shit, Mike!
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. What the fuck did I just do? Oh fuck.
Mike, Mike.
Fuck. Okay. Okay. It's over. It's over. You guys are safe. You guys are safe. It's a safe room, guys.
Brief reminder that, again, I actually do like Emily quite a bit. I think she's a really, really well-written character. Quite fond of Emily.
Gosh. I'll
These fucking subtitles,
Come back
I
here.
can't. They're so bad.
You guys are safe.
They're so bad. Jesus Christ. I do like Emily quite a lot. I went into this game not wanting to. Like, a lot of people want to kill Emily, and I think that's probably, I think the developers were probably aware of the fact that a lot of people would find Emily to be really annoying, and that scene is probably there because, like, a lot of people would find catharsis in shooting her. But also, it would create a dilemma because, like, we know, like, the bite isn't actually harmful, and that's what Ash is going to learn here in a second. So it creates a dilemma of, like, players will want to shoot Emily, but they know that it's not technically the right thing to do. So it's an interesting dilemma for a player to be presented with when you take the character they hate most and put them in that kind of situation. Anyway,
A little OCD.
thanks. Only a few men have dared to hunt the Wendigo. I'm the only man who has ever kept them under control. These words shall be your death, and your death will not be the last. Wendigo must be contained. The Wendigo grows out of cannibalism. When a human is desperate and craves food, trapped on the mountain in the fierce winter storms. When he has eaten nothing for many days, the Wendigo spirit will begin to possess him. Even the strongest man is weak to it. He will kill without remorse, often those companions who have traveled with him. He will eat the flesh raw from the corpses. I have seen this happen many years ago. A craving for flesh that cannot be sated, and then the change begins. The eyes turn first and become milky and white. Then the teeth become longer like fangs. The creature grows and the skin is pulled taut across the bones. There was a tribe that lived in these mountains, the Cree. Their shamans tell stories of a tall creature, born in ice. The tribe respected the mountain and all the animals.
History to this.
Thanks. And all the animals which lived on it. The mountain became sacred to the Cree. Every animal became sacred also. The Cree believed it was bad luck to harm an animal on the mountain and would hunt elsewhere. In 1893, the miners arrived. They found tin and later traces of radium. They mined deep into the sacred mountain. The Cree say that the mountain cried out and the spirit was released. The Wendigo's eyes change to become both sharper and more dim. The Wendigo sees movement. It is a hunter, like a hawk, but it cannot see stillness. If you were to keep...
That because the Wendigos are
Shut
mutated
the
from
fuck
humans,
up.
when they hunt us, they know how to perfectly mimic their prey.
You're not even trying. You're not even trying with the subtitles. I've killed 6 Wendigos. Knives or bullets will not harm them. Use flamethrower. Try not to kill them. Should be the last resort. Death releases the Wendigo spirit into the air. I've contained them. I have used traps to catch them in fire to drive them into cages. The traps were baited with human limbs from those who had no further use for them. One by one, I caught those who had infested the mountain. There may be defenses. Shaman's Road of Rituals. I have found native artifacts on the mountain and copied them. Totems, bunches of herbs and feathers. I copied their designs. I have tested them. Out in the mountain, they work. They keep the Wendigo at bay. Not entirely, but enough. But inside buildings, they do not work. Cree legends say that the Wendigo grows from the bite of another Wendigo, but the bite is harmless. I have been bitten, but I did not change. The only way is to eat the flesh of another. There is no other way.
Oh no, no, no,
What?
no, no.
What is it? What does it say?
Well, since the game has already stripped enough moral ambiguity away from Ashley, I'm just gonna try to infuse as much back in as I can. We're gonna lie.
Oh, just a lot of crazy stuff in here. It's kind of hard to believe, actually. Comes across as kind of a whack job.
Shit. Shit. We've got to get to Mike. Like, now.
Oh, Joshua, you should have listened to me. Because of your choices, people have died. I don't know which is worse, actively triggering events that lead to someone's death, or passively allowing a tragedy to occur. Because you couldn't lift a goddamn finger to help someone else. Remember last year? Huh? How you left your poor sisters to die? You did nothing to help them. Paralyzed by your own self-centered fear, while a real threat was closing in. Now it's all about you, Josh. It's always all about you. Your game has gone terribly wrong. And your friends, like your sisters, have deserted you. You're all alone. Can you feel how cold your loneliness has become? Huh? Now, why did you hurt him? It's yourself that you despise, huh? You've already admitted as much.
They hurt me.
Not intentionally. They made a stupid mistake, and a terrible tragedy befell your sisters. They did not intend for that to happen. It just did. And they were sorry, at least, until you subjected them to your night of horrific torture. Just a game? But it's a game that has driven you to one of your own deepest fears, Joshua. Isolation.
And that's it. I'm done for now. Let's play Astrobot. Astrobot's amazing, by the way. You should go play it if you haven't already. It's certainly, it costs about the same price as the Until Dawn remake, and it's worth your money so much more. It's actually not even funny. In fact, to even discuss this game in the same breath as the Until Dawn remake feels like an insult. I'm extremely upset, in case you couldn't tell. I want to reiterate one more time that the scene that I was talking about is not it's not like the greatest piece of writing in video game history, but it is nuanced. It's interesting, and it's just completely gone in the well, it's there technically, but the nuance isn't there. Nuance is completely gone, actually, and that really, really upsets me, because I was really looking forward to. Like, I honestly don't know whether I'm more pissed about that scene individually or the precedent that it sets and the implication that there could be more scenes like that that were just removed. Or if not removed, then changed. I don't know. I'm just really mad. And like, it's not like I was loving the remake up until that point. I was actually quite upset with how the remake was handling things. But I think that's just like the final nail in the coffin for me as far as my willingness to be good faith towards the game is. So, yeah, just a really unfortunate situation that I've found myself in. But Astrobot's a great game, so you should go play that instead. And, yeah, I don't really have a proper outro for this video. I'm not happy. And I'm kind of dreading having to play the rest of it now, because, one, my motivation to do so is gone, now that that's happened. Really, I think the only thing that's motivating me to keep going is just the fact that I know I can kill all the characters. That's pretty much it. Well, thanks for watching. Play Astrobot. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.